There are things I hesitate to tell, not out of shame, but fear, that you, upon hearing them, might either mock my sanity or feel the icy breath of something beyond reason. Yet I cannot bury this memory any longer. I must share what happened, the day I encountered the soul of a man who had no right to return from the grave. It began on a dusky afternoon, the sky bleeding orange as I walked toward the outskirts of the town. I had been assigned a task by the church: visit the sick and deliver last rites where needed. That week, death had been greedy. There was illness, fever, and something strange, something I could not name. I arrived at the shack of Lázaro, a man whose life had been shadowed by grief and drink. Once a promising violinist, Lázaro had become a ghost among the living, his music silenced by a tragedy no one dared to speak of. I had not seen him in years. Rumors said he had gone mad. The house was unusually quiet. I knocked. No answer. I entered. What I saw chilled my spine. Lázaro lay in bed, eyes closed, pale, still, but there was no peace in his face, only a strange tension, as if his spirit had not entirely left. "He passed this morning," said a neighbor behind me. "But he spoke your name before he went. Said you'd understand." Understand what? That night, I could not sleep. Lázaro's face haunted me. I remembered our youth, his laughter, the hypnotic way he played the violin. What had become of him? What sorrow had destroyed his soul? I woke at dawn, drenched in sweat, the memory of a dream vivid in my mind. Lázaro had spoken to me, not in words, but through music. A melody echoed in my skull, one I had never heard but knew to be his. I got dressed and returned to his home. The door was ajar. Inside, the air was heavy. Candles flickered, though no one was there to light them. And then I saw it! His violin, resting atop his coffin. The bow lay beside it, untouched. Suddenly, I heard the faintest string hum. I turned. No one. Then, unmistakably, the melody returned. Faint, distant, heartbreaking. The violin played itself. I stepped closer. My hands trembled. I whispered, "Lázaro." The room grew colder. The violin stopped. And then I saw him, not as flesh and bone, but as a shimmer of light, shaped like the man I once knew. He stood by the wall, his eyes no longer broken but illuminated from within. "Forgive me," he whispered. "I needed someone to carry my last song." His soul, he said, could not rest. Not until his music was heard once more. Not until the melody, his soul's voice, was released into the world. And so I listened. He played. I wept. And when it was done, he bowed and faded, leaving behind only silence and the scent of lilies. The next Sunday, I stood in church. I took the violin, and for the first time I played the melody that had no name. They say I played like a man possessed, that the air shimmered, that the light changed, and when the final note fell, I knew. Lázaro was at peace. But sometimes, in the wind, I still hear the song, and I wonder, was it ever truly mine to play? Did this story touch you? What do you believe? Can souls return through music, through memories, through echoes? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And remember, here on our channel, we revive the forgotten voices of Brazilian literature, and we also care deeply about our furry friends. Support animal welfare. Adopt, don't shop.